This is the Power Rider, a movable support to cope with all cycling actions. Two seat parts sit totally underneath the rider with little protrusion. These are mounted on what I call a seat post, which descends into a seat stem. The seat parts can pivot on an axle, which is mounted on a ball joint within the seat post, so that small circular movements combined with the pivoting action of the seat can occur. Additionally, the seat post can turn within the seat stem, and movement up and down on a suspension system is also possible. All these movements combined mean that any riding action of the rider can be catered for by the Power Rider. I'll now demonstrate most of these movements. I've set up the Power Rider on the racing bike, and this is the off-road Power Rider. I am using this to demonstrate all of the movements. Here you go. This is sitting stationary on the bike, simulating freewheeling down a hill, positioned on the up bars with the torso upright. I'm now going to change to the down bars with a more inclined torso position. Switching again to the up bars and riding at my usual torque. Changing now to the down bars and increasing my cadence and pedal pressure. Returning to the up bars, simulating corrugation, simulating a big bump. Simulating now riding up a hill. Returning to normal position. Simulating turning to the right. Simulating cornering to the left. Returning to the down bars. This video explains steady steer. The upper and lower bearing races are removed. The lower bearing race is replaced by a round plastic ring, lightly greased, which clips into the lower bearing cup. The upper bearing race is replaced by two items: a section of neoprene rubber, and sitting on this, a conical metal washer which always grips on the rubber. These are placed within the upper bearing cup, and sitting on this is the usual crown race and lock nut for the older type steering headsets. A similar mechanism can be used for the newer type. The way it works involves two types of friction. Firstly, static friction, where the crown race grips on the metal washer and any movement that occurs is minimal due to movement within the rubber beneath. Then, with further turning of the handlebars, this static friction is broken, and moving friction then applies at the interface between the crown race and the metal washer. In operation, this allows, firstly, with static friction, a limited amount of free play provided by movement within the rubber, followed by a frictional resistance to the turning as moving friction at the interface of the metal washer and upper crown race occurs. Both these can be adjusted by screwing down and tightening the crown race. This serves to decrease the amount of free play and increase the amount of friction. If it is loosened, this serves to increase the amount of free play and decrease the amount of friction. The limited amount of free play allows the rider to ride the bicycle with the upper body more completely relaxed. There is no need to be controlling the steering all the time.